Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. I wanted to give you a quick update regarding USCIS's budget crisis and specifically how it relates to the issuance of green cards and employment authorization documents. Now before we get started, I do want to make it clear that immigration is still open. These service centers are still operating and running. You can still file all types of petitions and applications with USCIS. There has been no stop with respect to receiving and processing of any applications or petitions with USCIS. So whether you're inside the United States or outside of the United States and you're looking to file any sort of immigration petition application, USCIS is still accepting and processing all applications. And despite the longer processing times that we're seeing, we are still seeing some movement, we are still seeing some approvals, we're seeing requests for evidence, actions being taken on respective petitions and applications. So everything as it stands currently is still operating and functioning and running. So I do want to mention that first and foremost. With respect to USCIS's bailout, Congress still hasn't approved their $1.2 billion request. Currently, filing fees are the same. Everything stands the same. Currently, there hasn't been an increase in filing fees yet. There hasn't been that additional 10% surcharge. So definitely get your petitions and applications filed as soon as possible because you don't know when that increase, when that surcharge is going to hit. Also, I'm sure you are aware that furlough notices have been issued to employees, letting them know that beginning August 3rd, they will be furloughed. There will be a substantial decrease in USCIS staff, whether it's at those local field offices, whether it's at the service centers, all types of employees are affected. Now let's get into the news regarding the issuance of physical green cards and employment authorization documents. So on July 9th, the Washington Post put out an article, and the title of that article was actually very alarming. It's titled, "How the Trump Administration is Turning Legal Immigrants into Undocumented Ones." Now, of course, one would think that that meant that the Trump administration is automatically making legal immigrants illegal and therefore deportable. That title is very scary, but the content of the article is basically talking about how in order to prove your lawful status, you must be able to show your lawful permanent resident card. Now, USCIS would outsource the production of their green cards and the employment authorization documents. They had a contract with a third-party company that would produce the physical card. According to this article, in mid-June, USCIS's contract with the third-party company ended, and that USCIS decided to insource the production of the cards, so make it in-house and no longer outsource it to a third-party company and pay that third-party company to produce the cards. This is all in response to the budget crisis and USCIS running out of money. Production of these cards were supposed to be insourced, but due to the agency's financial situation, production of these cards have substantially slowed down. Many of USCIS's facilities are operating at reduced capacity. So according to USCIS, about 50,000 green cards and 75,000 employment authorization documents have not been printed despite their cases being approved. So those people have an approval notice, have their cases approved, or the website says that their case has been approved, but those documents have not been physically printed and mailed out to the beneficiary. And now that is for the new permanent residents who have just obtained permanent residency for the first time, as well as those applicants that have filed for a renewal, their 10-year renewal, or a replacement green card. And then there are also those that have an approved I-765 employment authorization. However, their physical EAD cards have not been printed and mailed out to them. And that's for new I-765 applicants as well as those renewals that have been filed. So the amount of case inquiries submitted to USCIS has increased substantially, has spiked, which is of no surprise. People are wondering, where are their actual documents? They need it in order to prove their lawful status, their lawful permanent residence. They need it to show their employers to prove that they're able to work. So why is this an issue? This is an issue because the Immigration and Nationality Act requires that every adult permanent resident must carry their green card with them at all times. Also, physical green cards need to be shown in order to apply for jobs or to travel. Now, I wanted to bring this to your attention because I want everyone to be aware of what's going on behind the scenes. Everything is operating, everything is running, you're able to file your case, you still receive the receipt notice, everything is continuing to be processed. However, there might be a delay in receiving your physical green card or your employment authorization document that everyone must be aware of due to the financial situation of USCIS. Although applications and petitions have not stopped and you're still able to file everything, and I actually recommend that you file everything as soon as possible so you can get your petition and application in before filing fees increase, before something else happens. There's so many other things that could happen that could prevent you from filing your case. So definitely, if you're able to right now, go ahead and get it in. Don't delay, because you don't know how long the process is going to take. The fact that they're slowing down the production of physical green cards is not good. But aside from this, I do want to bring you some hopeful news and some good news. I have been seeing that USCIS is still waiving green card interviews for those employment-based adjustment of status applications. For example, I have a client who received a request for evidence for their updated medical exams. They submitted the updated medical exams, and then within about 2 to 3 months or so, they received the approval notice for their adjustment of status. They never had to attend an interview, and also they received a notification that production of their green card was requested. So their green card has been ordered. But as I mentioned, there might be a slowdown of the actual production of the green cards due to the financial situation. That's why I want to bring you this information, because keep in mind that even though you have the approval notice, you might not be seeing the green card as quickly as before. Just be aware that USCIS has now insourced the production of their cards, so it will be a little slower than before. Hopefully, USCIS's financial situation gets resolved soon, so no more employees are going to be furloughed and we can get things back on track. But once again, I want to stress the fact that there is movement. USCIS is still working on cases, still adjudicating cases, approving cases, and providing those updates. You're able to file everything. They are receiving it. They are processing it. I have seen that if you apply for an adjustment of status application, the receipt notices are coming around 4 weeks later as opposed to the 2 weeks that they would take before, but they're still coming. You're able to file your case. Just be aware that the timelines are a little bit different now due to COVID-19, due to the financial situation of USCIS. So just be aware of the timings now. Don't freak out, because it's not like things have completely stopped. You're still able to file your application no matter what it is. You're still able to file anything with USCIS. The issues at the embassy are a different story. That's something else. What I'm talking about right now is filing the petitions and applications with USCIS. Everything is still moving forward, so that is good news. They are approving green cards without interviews for certain applications. They are ordering the green cards, so hopefully they'll figure out a way to get those 50,000 green cards and 75,000 employment authorization documents produced and out to those beneficiaries. I also have a client that received their first time employment authorization card last month, and they never even provided their biometrics. Their adjustment of status is continuing, and obviously when USCIS opens back up, they'll be able to provide their biometrics, but they did receive their employment authorization card last month. So things are progressing. Obviously everything's case by case basis and everyone has a different situation. So definitely let me know in the comments what your situation is, where you are in the process. If you're seeing what I've been seeing, if you have an approval notice and you're one of those people that have been waiting for a long time for your cards to be produced, let me know down in the comments. If you liked this video and you appreciated the update, go ahead and give it a thumbs up so YouTube knows to spread it throughout the platform. Also, make sure you're subscribed with your post notifications turned on so you can be notified the next time I have an update for you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.